What's the deal with you and Schlatt?
We're friends.
Yeah.
Friends or enemies. Sometimes maybe no, I'm kidding. I'm not.
Do you simp for? Is it like someone said earlier? Like you simp for Schlatt? Is that like your thing?
It's kind of been a long running meme since the
Schlinks.
The Raj Show or his Raj Show.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of the first one I ever won, but it was also the first one I ever picked host on. Even though he was the first one I actually showed proper interest to, so it was just a mess. And then it's kind of been back and forth where I've realized I fucked up, and I've been trying to get my Minecraft date for how many months now, chat? How many months? I don't know, but no, it's not like anything too serious.
So you like him though? Like obviously, it seems like it seems like you're kind of into him.
No, well, I don't like him in that. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, you like him as a person.
Enough as a person, but he's very good looking. Yes.
Let's hold off on lunch club people dating for at least 6 months. Let's put like a stopgap on lunch club dates for like at least 6 months, and then like maybe when TwitchCon happens, like we can see what happens, around then, right?
Yeah,
because I love the lunch club guys. They've been so fucking nice and they're so goddamn sweet. Like Travs, Travs is the most adorable person in the entire fucking world. Have you met Travs before?
No, I know him like mutually. I haven't actually met him in person though. Like I know him online.
Yeah.
But I think that's why it's the first kind of like everyone I met on the Raj shows. Like there's so many different groups. Like that Raj brings in from different places, like Hassan, Slicker. Yeah. Like I think the like that group, the lunch club group, why I'm fond of. They were the nicest kind of big people on the show I've ever met. They were like, I feel like everyone else always kind of not treat me bad, but they never really talk. Like almost every person Raj, they message you after. They're like, thanks for. They're just genuine fucking people. Like they don't, how a lot of people when they grow their head gets big.
I know,
If you're below them and they don't care. But they were the first people out of all my years of streaming that were so genuine and so nice. Even some of the lunch club that I only know mutually, they're just a lovely group of lads, and I think that's why it's a lovely community they have too. Like I've noticed my chat, they're so fucking nice. Even though I'm a cunt to them and I like scream words, they're just. It's a nice little zone.
They're like.
Well, it was until recently.
I mean, it still is though. Like the lunch club guys, like I went to PAX East with Raj, and when I was there, I got to meet all the lunch club guys, and I got to meet some of the Misfits people as well. And I bring up Travs because Travs is the one I wanted to meet. Carson. I met Carson once before, but I guess I kind of like made fun of him without really knowing who he was. He was sitting on a couch and he was like we were talking to like a Twitch staff, and I looked at him and I was like, oh, who are you? And he's like, oh, I'm Carson. I play Minecraft, or I play competitive Minecraft. And I was like, aren't you fucking cool? And then like walked away, and I didn't even know who the fuck he was. And then like,
why did you do that? That's
no, we didn't
mean.
know. I was with Raj. I was with a few people. And then next thing you know, Carson has Rajjchelorette, and I'll never forget. Raj was like, "Dude, you'll never believe this, but the guy that was sitting on that couch that one day, who you like made fun of for playing Minecraft, was calling me Carson." I was like, I had no fucking clue. So, whatever. Anyways, but I met Travs, and he was so sweet. He was like so sweet. I was sitting on the floor, and he came up to me and hung out with me for a good majority of the night, and we just talked about nothing. And I found out the guy doesn't swear.
Does he not?
He doesn't swear. I tried to get him to say fuck or anything like that. He was like, nope.
That's so cute.
He doesn't swear. He at all. Yeah.
Even in like not just an on-stream thing.
He didn't swear. I've tweeted him. I said, I've said it before. I was like, I've even DM'd him. It's like, yo, Travis, can you just swear once? And he just doesn't do it. Just so fucking sweet. So like that and Carson and like Schlatt and that's the representation of the lunch club. They're just sweet fucking dudes, like all around, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why like after for streaming for so long, you meet so many, like it's a horrible world. I do think streaming is. I think that's why I don't think I'd ever have it as a people just, it's always about gain. I feel like it's always about climbing, that you don't know who. I think that's why, you know, I took such a liking to that group, because it was the first ones that just, they were so genuine and friendly, and it wasn't about, you know,
your numbers or anything like that. Like, it doesn't fucking matter.
It was a breath of fresh air, because like that's the, I get people who want to make it and live on the internet and do this for good. I get why the social climate. I think it's just because I know that even if I forever do it, I'll always have a different job, like a part-time job, just to be safe and all. So I think that's why it never really kind of cared for me. I was always just trying to find friends. That's why when I finally got a collab with Raj, I was like, yes, people. And I met so many mutual people from that show that are like friends with me now, and I'm like, it's nice. It's nice.
Minx, you are like a fucking, like a powerhouse when it comes to the Raj Show. When did it come to you that you knew, like, you realized that you could just fucking destroy that show? When did you finally realize that you could crush it?
You know what? I still have it. I get so nervous before each show. Like, I'll be like pacing sometimes. Like, there's been times where I almost cancel because I don't know. I get really like nervous and scared. And then, but then when I'm there and I see like how everyone else is comfortable, I feel like a lot of the time I go with the vibe of everyone else in the room. I feel like that's easiest. I'll pick up, and then based on what's going on, I'll base my character or my little bit on that. So sometimes that's why sometimes I can be the loud, like, toxic after you person, and it's usually kind of, you know, based on who's on the show or what. And then other times I'm just quiet and fucking like not doing anything. Because
every time that I've seen, like, because I used to watch Raj Show all the time, but every time that I've opened it up and I've seen you on like the show, it's literally just you. It seems like you're controlling the room, and it seems like you kind of have like a stranglehold on everyone, and the chat's always in your favor. Like, the minute you even like open your mouth, there's like 3 laughs all throughout the chat the entire time.
See, this is actually funny. I actually never, the first few shows I always read the chat, and then I just stopped. I never have like Raj's stream open. Like, I don't be reading the chat unless it's one of the like maybe the podcast one. But if it's any other Rashers, I always because I don't want to be like a sheep and start kind of going based off what chat's saying. So I like to not know anything, and then afterwards I always say I'll go back and look at the VOD and chat, but then I always get too nervous and I'm like, I don't want to see what they're saying. So I never really know the like public's opinion. That's why when my Twitter started kind of picking up and people were so lovely, I kind of sat there, because I don't know if you remember at the start, everyone hated me.
Yeah, I remember.
Hated me, yeah. So I was like, then out of nowhere, everyone was like completely U-turn, and I was like, what the fuck?
How has that like affected you personally? Like, did you ever? I know you've been streaming for, like, you said 5 years now. But how did you ever think that you would kind of grow like as suddenly as you did, like, right now? Because do you think that it's good, or are you kind of scared for how long it's gonna last or anything like that? Or
I think at the start it was my dream to grow like that it's anyone's dream. And then I realized, like, a year or a year and a half in, how hard it is to grow, how kind of it's almost a lot of the time it's luck, realistically. Like,
it's all luck.
A lot of it is hard work too, but realistically I've seen so many small creators that honestly, I don't want to say like way better than a lot of big streamers, but they put way more effort in, and it's like, it is the luck of the pool. And I'm not gonna lie, Joe, I literally forgot the question there, man, because I sidetracked.
Do you think that it's getting like, do you think the growth you said was like good that it happened as fast as it did, but like, did you ever think that you would be in a situation like you're in right now, or did you think that you were just gonna keep doing what you were doing?
No, I got used to where it became my hobby. Like, I've always had full-time work while I'm streaming. It's always been like my little kind of fun place, and I started viewing it as, I kind of stopped even trying to grow, you know, like pushing myself or like, you know, talking to others to help myself. I kind of just started enjoying doing it myself. So the fact that it did happen is still surreal to me.